Same music for like 400 years. Live from a pre-Valentine's Day box of chocolate-covered anxiety. Yeah. It's an
my God, I have that.
All new wacky Wednesday edition of Business Pants, joined by analyst Matt Moscardi on today's ESG Love Fest called February 11th, 2026. Another big dumb headlines quiz.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
I love you're selling it as calling it dumb.
It's actually not dumb. I put a lot of work into this.
I mean, okay, so how much of the work was AI and how much was you?
All right, you want to get to it? Let's cover our sponsor first, then I'll explain it. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power, connections, and performance for free. That's true, by the way.
That is true. I love them.
In fact, you can't. Sometimes I have to look up companies that are not in our database, which is not a lot of companies. Often they're like in today's quiz. Often they're companies that just IPO'd, so they haven't entered into the MSCI universe yet. They're not into our universe yet. It is you cannot find data like ours. Like there is no spot you can go to that just puts everything together. You know what I'm trying to say? It sucks.
Oh, I know.
Only FreeFlowAnalytics.com.
When you think about what they're doing, it's like they do what BoardX and ISS and Glass Lewis and MSCI and S&P and Bloomberg all do sort of simultaneously
with analytics.
It's like two people
with analytics.
With real analytics. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, so here's what I did. I'll walk you through a little bit my AI journey. So I wanted to look. I thought it was time to do a refresh on the IPO market. I looked at every IPO since January 1st, 2026. I think I did. I admit I started with AI. I asked AI to give me a full list of everything that IPO'd, and then I kind of made the mistake of asking it to help me do my research.
Oh no!
I want the names of CEOs, I want CFOs, I want genders, I want boards, all kinds of stuff. And it actually quite quickly and nicely gave me a table of information. And I was like, wow, it just saved me 5 hours. I was really happy. And then when I started to dig into it line by line, I realized that it made mistakes in 19 out of 20 companies. I don't know where it got its numbers from, but I don't know where it got some of the names from. It gave me links to the SEC that didn't open up into anything. It was trying. Let's just say that it was trying. Anyway,
I hate it.
Let's move on. Let's do it. So this is what I did, and I have two parts of this quiz. First, we'll go to the IPO quiz because remember, we coined a phrase last summer. What did we say? The bro-IPO?
Bro-PO or
bro-PO?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Where we discovered that a lot of the IPOs were full of bros, and a lot of this got picked up by some great reporting out of Axios and Fortune and some other, I think the Times in London.
Yeah, you were famous for one day.
And not even. And so I thought, let's check in again. Let's see what's going on. So I don't know. And I'm going to quiz you.
Well, it's your quiz, so I hope you do know.
Well, I gotta pretend there's some mystery at this point. So okay, let's start easy, and we can rush through some of these questions if you want, because I'm going to finish off with a quick 5 headlines bonus quiz at the end. Okay.
Okay. All right.
How many companies have IPO'd since January 1st?
Well, I know going into the year. So I'll preface this by saying I've done no research of my own.
You're not supposed to. That's not how the quiz works.
This is a quiz. This is a pure quiz.
Quiz.
I should probably have some sort of music for this, right?
Should you? Oh, good. I like it. Evil music.
The evil, dark music. I would say, I know this is supposed to be the year of the IPO. Everyone's
it's only been 40 days, right?
SpaceX, OpenAI, and all these companies.
They haven't IPO'd yet, but yes.
They haven't IPO'd yet, but everyone was talking about it's going to be the year of the IPO. It's only been a month and a week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is that you talked about 20 companies.
Did I?
I'm going to say, yeah, you said you
had to look
up 20 companies and 19 were wrong, so I'm going to say 20 companies.
Testing your short-term memory. All right, good. You got that right. Want to end the quiz?
Yes.
Want to just stop the quiz? Honestly, like every other news service, every other ESG news service, every other that would be the article. They would just say 20 companies IPO'd. That'd be kind of it. And maybe they'd tell you the names of a few of them, and that would be it. But we got to go.
I'm impressed with myself for remembering what you said slightly earlier.
All right, how many total founders out of those 20 companies? So are there 20 founders, or are there more, or are there less? Well, how could there be less?
How many founders? Oh man.
And you can feel free to buzz yourself or give yourself the bell.
I mean, it's got to be. I would say the cool thing now is to have co-founders. Where one of them is like the person who does like the design and the work, and the other one's like the kind of face of the company.
Salesperson,
the salesy face of the company.
Or if you're Elon Musk, you buy your way in and you call yourself a founder.
I'm going to say 32 founders.
Wow, you're good so far. 34.
Wow, is that true? 34.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. How many female founders? Let's get right to it. How many are women?
Oh, okay.
Out of the 34 founders.
Do we even need like the intense music?
I don't know.
Zero?
I mean,
the answer is 0.
Okay, well, good. You're wrong.
Oh.
It's actually 2. 2 female founders, Cassandra Curtis and Jennifer Garner, the famous actress.
Oh, I forgot Jay Garner.
So
launched that thing. Yeah.
But let me ask you this: how many companies have female founders?
Just the one.
Just the one. So the problem is that only one out of these companies actually had a female founder, and that is Once Upon a Farm, where 2 of them were founders. They were.
Once Upon a Farm also so they make like those like baby pouch food. That's mostly
it's a B Corp.
Have.
And one share, one vote. Yep.
One share, one vote. I actually saw that one was like high enough profile because I forgot Jennifer Garner.
That's
was
one
involved,
of the bigger ones.
I actually saw like the S1 for that a couple weeks ago, and it like priced like $20 a share or something. It was like a high price thing, and I cannot for the life of me figure out like what makes this different from like...
Well, it's a famous person's attached to it.
It's just a famous person. That's correct, right?
Well, look.
All right, I just want to make sure.
And let's answer the question that you never asked. Out of 2 female founders, how many are like famous TV stars, movie stars? 1. I mean, yes.
One.
Half of them are actually come from
half.
a TV show. I mean, it's crazy when you really think about it. Okay, so... How many, let's keep going with this thought. How many companies have only female founders?
Well, there's only 2 female founders, and it was one company. So, are you talking about in general? Or are these...
Well, I don't know. You answer the question. That's the question that was written.
Just one company. Just this one.
Oh, sorry. The answer is 0. So...
Oh, no. Wow.
Even at Once Upon a Farm...
They have a dude?
Even at Once Upon a Farm... there are 4 founders. 2 of them are men.
Oh,
I mean, even the company with women, we cannot win. We cannot win. It is like men.
Wow.
And who do you blame here? Do you blame the VC? I'm going to blame the VCs. I mean, they're the ones giving men still. They're giving money only to men still. They're only comfortable talking to men still.
Do you think that the female founders, including Jennifer Garner, had to find the men just for the fundraising? Do you think that's probably what happened?
I don't know. Here's the behind the story here is that it was co-founded in 2015 by Cassandra Curtis and Ari Raz, and Jennifer Garner actually, like Elon Musk, joined 2 years later, but calls herself a co-founder.
Then.
No, I mean officially. We have to, according to the math, the ESG math, she's officially a founder, I suppose. But
come on,
at least according to the prospectus. Let's move on.
Real.
20 companies. What's the most? So again, to repeat, no companies had only female founders. Out of the 20 companies, what's the most represented industry? What's industry are we seeing the most of? And it represents 25% of the companies.
Isn't it all like AI? Oh no, it's crypto. I'm gonna guess crypto. It's like crypto AI thing.
I thought it would be too, but we're still in healthcare. We're still making money off of like pretending to help people feel better.
You know what? I always discount the fact that there's like a biotech company that IPOs every day. Like
exactly. There is one called there is a biotech and an AO biotech. There's AI biotech. That's what we're at.
Yeah,
now.
Of course.
AI
if you're gonna do biotech, you might as well put AI in front of it. Yeah.
Okay. As of 10:45 a.m. this morning, how many of these IPOs are the stock prices are already down from their offer price?
Isn't all of them?
Oh, okay.
correct?
Well, I don't know if I should give you. That's a partial correct. 17 of them are down.
Come on. 17 out of 20?
That's basically all. Yeah.
Well, that's basically all. Which ones are up is the question.
Well, the big winner seems to be this one called Green Circle Tech. It's I don't know what it is. It's something about removing carbon and
Green Circle Tech. Got it.
Came in, yeah.
Decarbonize the tech. Yeah, the.
Well, I should say no. I actually let me correct that statement. They had an offer price of $4, and they're currently at $60. But their opening price was $83, and they're actually down to $60. So they actually are down from their open price.
Actually,
the only one that's up from their open price is a biotech healthcare company. Bob's Discount Future is furniture.
Bob's Discount Furniture
is up less than 1%, and Cantor Equity VI is up 0.1%. That's it. It's up 1 cent, 1 penny. All right, let's move on from that. Okay, let's get back to the good old-fashioned governance. How many female chairs? How many of the chairs are women?
None. Well, the founders are there, but this feels like a trick question to me. Where's my like intense music? I need some sort of
I counted all the CEOs, all the chairs, all the CFOs.
I'm going to go with an unintuitive one.
Yes, you got it. One.
Yeah.
Shoushana Ohanessian VenHub Global. That's right. We got one woman is chairing the board.
I gotta admit,
is that a victory?
That's impressive. That's a big number. I would not have expected so many.
What about CEOs?
Ooh. Well, do founders like this? Most of the time, the founders are the CEOs, or at least one of them is. And then the rest of the founders do something else. We know that 34 of them, you said, were there were 34 founders at 20 companies. I'm going to guess there's one female CEO at Jennifer Garner's company.
Sorry. It's actually zero.
They couldn't even find one?
No, in fact, at Jennifer Garner's company, the nomination committee chair is a man. The compensation committee chair is a man. The chair is a man. The CEO is a man. The CFO is a man. And let's not forget the CFO has become the new pipeline to this. Yeah. So let's talk about CFOs. So let's talk about the pipeline to CEO, because maybe it's unfair.
COO and CFO, yeah.
Maybe it's unfair to judge. So it was a lot easier for me to collect CFO information. A lot of the prospectuses that you look at don't have all of the executive directors, but they did all have CFOs. So I looked at that. How many of the CFOs are women? So what the pipeline to CEO, how many are women? So this could be the sign of good news, right? Because often the founders step down after a while.
Yeah, if it's a sign of good news and it's 2026, I'm going to say 0.
No, we have one.
Oh, yeah. All right. Finally.
Jane Novak at Cantor Equity. Unfortunately, Cantor Equity, which was let's actually get on to the next question before I get into that. How many, we have one woman as a CFO, one chair as a woman, 0 CEOs. How many of the companies are directly associated with Epstein Island? I'm not kidding. I'm just asking. This is not a joke. I'm just asking how many are connected to Epstein Island.
If you're asking, it has to be one.
Let's stay with one. Yeah. Ding, ding.
Which one?
So that's Cantor Equity, which was founded by Howard Lutnick, who there is a
I should have known that.
Headline in CNBC this morning. Trump Commerce Secretary Lutnick admits visiting Epstein Island during family vacation, of all things, and his son Brandon is the CEO and chair of this company that IPO'd. So
So
what's the
his
C?
son,
What's
assuming it was a family vacation, has actually been to Epstein Island,
whatever.
probably as a kid.
But I know what you're thinking. Whatever, right? Whatever, dude. Right? Who cares? None of this is important, right? The people who run companies and who sit in the boards, none of that's important, right? That's what you're thinking.
Yes, that was what I was thinking.
Okay.
Counterintuitive, given that the company we run talks about them and does data on them.
Let's move on to the board at these 20 IPO companies. How many of the boards have 0 male directors? No men on the boards.
Oh, it's 20 companies.
No
A
men.
lot of sausage. No. Oh, wait.
No men.
0 men. Oh,
Yeah.
0.
Oh yeah. Well, I just threw that in there because you notice that nobody ever asked that question, right? Like whenever you look at a report on diversity and leadership, women on boards, like no one's ever focusing the data on, well, how many of the companies have no men, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
That's
how
not
dare
even
you even ask?
right. Why
That's
you
just
wouldn't even
rude.
ask that, right? It's not even
That's
a data
just
point.
rude.
It's rude, right?
Yeah.
Because the meritocracy would suggest that, of course, men are on the board. So let's get to it.
That's what penises are, merit.
How many of the 20 companies have no female directors? None. Not even a single woman on the board. Could that still be happening in 2026? Is that possible?
In 2026, it's going up. I'm going to say 12.
Okay, now you're going crazy. I think 12 is too high. It's 6.
What? I mean, 1 is too high. It's
course.
2026.
Yeah, so it's a full 30% of the companies? That's 6. But to your point, how many have let's think of that 12 number. How many of the companies have only 1 female director? It's a token woman.
Oh, that's like all but Jennifer Garner's company, probably. It's like 18 of them.
You're being very pessimistic. Because actually, it's 6. So to your point, 12 of these companies have 0 or 1 token female director. So that's still the state
you're saying
we're in,
I'm being
people.
pessimistic. That percentage is like 60% of the
It's
companies that can't find a woman or found one.
So let's try to find some good news. How many boards have at least 30% women? That's the number that people love.
We know
40,
12
30.
don't, so I can't pick more than 8.
Do the rest of the 8 have 30%?
No, I'm going to say that 3 of the 8 have 30%.
Yeah, basically 4.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, as I said,
Then there's the other 4. Like they didn't accomplish anything.
Yeah, they're just like a nowhere world. So again, I mentioned earlier, the highlight here is Once Upon a Farm. So that's almost half are women, 44%. That's 4 directors. But unfortunately, they're making the classic mistake that we have been yelling about for years, is they're not putting women into leadership positions. Again, CEO man, chair man, CFO man, nominating committee chair man, compensation committee chair man. So it's a
That's
lost
a company
opportunity.
that makes like oat milk packages for babies, right?
Lost
like,
opportunity. Yeah.
With multiple female founders, they couldn't find any women. You own the company, founders. You guys are the founders. You couldn't find a single fucking woman to put on your own board? What are we doing?
They did. They found 4, but they didn't give him any
or on your own C-suite. I mean,
they didn't give him actual leadership positions. All right, so let's end this horrible, IPO quiz of 2026. So obviously, we're still the bro-IPO is still alive. It might even be worse, actually.
Well.
I'd have to check the data that we did last time, but it might be getting worse. So the big number overall, what is the? So we know that the total number of chairs, CFOs, and CEOs is 3%. We're at 3% are women, right?
Yeah.
Which is shockingly low. We know this, 3%.
What are you talking about? That's a massive victory.
So let's do the board. What percentage of the directors on the boards are women?
Okay, so we're going to assume that an IPO board is roughly 6 to 8. They rarely have more than 6 or 7 people, actually. It tends to be like smaller boards for the IPO. They're mostly going to be, like at least 20% of every board. In fact, I bet you the metrics suggest that more boards have a higher percentage of VC presence than women or people of color.
Think about that, yeah. I didn't count people of color, but believe you me,
It's not
There
great.
ain't no people of color on these. Like it's crazy. It is so white. It is sad.
I'm sure it's not good.
Because you know what we've lost. You know what Trump 2.0 has really taken away. You know, we talk about this notion of like these token diversity directors who don't get a lot of leadership and they're put on the board, but at least they're there, right? I mean, because at least they're accruing experience and maybe like later on they'll get leadership positions. Now they're gone. Now the quote unquote token representation, it's disappeared. Like they're just like, forget it, right? We don't even need a black person or Latino. But anyway, what's your guess? Total percentage of women on these boards?
So I tried to like very quickly do the math in my head based on everything we've already talked about. And what I'm supposed to know. My guess is 11%.
Well, you're right about one thing. Let me tell you this: the average amount of directors is 7.
Yeah.
The average amount of women on the board is 1.
Right.
But overall, it's 18% are women. So you're basically right. But think about that.
I'm not going to give myself credit.
But think about that though. Only average size board size is 7. Average 1. We're back to tokenism. Like we're back there.
I mean, that's that's the point. Wasn't that the point? Isn't that what we did that when we killed DEI? The point was
I guess, but
it was okay when you were the token, like when you were like the little Asian kid in Goonies, that was fine, right? Like, but if you are looking for like some power or rights or actual equity or money out of this thing, that's not what we're doing here. You're here so that, like even in the 80s movies, they knew they couldn't have all white casts for every movie. They would throw in something else, just one something else, right? Like it couldn't just be all dudes. It couldn't all just be white people. So that's what this is. That's the America we've made great. Feeling good now?
Look, I don't. This show is not about like fomenting outrage, but the people should be more outraged at who are the VCs, where they're giving their money, and how the governance at these companies. This is a major problem because I know I'm repeating myself, but as the corporations are more and more responsible for basically setting our future and for defining our culture, and now they're creating AI without guardrails and oversight. People should be outraged that these are so male dominated. I mean, it's not even like it's kind of male dominated. It is outrageous. It's outrageous. But
I
anyway,
think so. I forget the outrage. Like,
go ahead. You can forget.
There's a simple so right now you're effectively outlawed from voting against a company based on DEI, right? Like no representation. But you're not. You can vote against every director on the board without giving a reason, right? Like you just vote against. The point here is you should not be looking at the companies and saying how many women are in what. You should be looking at the companies and say, what is my base expectation? And if this company does not meet my base expectation, I can replace the people who are supposed to do the job that I want done as the owner and investor in the company.
Absolutely.
There's nothing else to do. So take all your outrage and vote no on every board member there to make a slot for somebody you want on the board. Yeah. The reason you want them on the board can be genitals. It can be melanin. I don't care. But probably what you want is diversity of thought, diversity of experiences, and you want some sort of better risk-adjusted thinking. That's all you want. You just want it to be a team full of people who can see things coming that you might not. So vote accordingly. You have a vote now. These are all post-IPO companies. Feel free.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, of course. And you know what? What this data that I'm just talking about doesn't demonstrate, which you can only find at Free Flow Analytics, freeflowanalytics.com, is that the influence of the women on these boards is going to be a lot lower than that 18%. They're right. They're the gender influence gap because there's they're not in any leadership positions. So all right, let's move on. Let's end the quiz with a bonus headlines quiz. I'm trying to perk you up a little bit.
That's not going to work. Now I'm tired.
Kraft Heinz pauses work to split the company as new CEO says challenges are fixable. Well, that's good.
That's inspiring.
Yeah, that's Steve Cahillane. All right, so we talked about this back in the past. I'm going to give you a little quiz. What were the two new companies? What were their names? I have a list. I have a list. Ready?
I'll remember once you.
Okay, let's see.
Pop my memory.
When this list might start to confuse you after a while. Strategic Flavor Holdings and North Atlantic Provisions. Global Taste Elevation and North American Grocery. North Atlantic Snack Holdings and Strategic Grocery Development. International Flavor Solutions and United Continental Grocery. Or Universal Taste Logistics and North American Food Alignment. This is the stupidest thing ever.
These are such dumb names.
Do you know? Actually, did you know which one it was?
Number two.
It's Global Taste Elevation Company and North American Grocery Company.
Yeah, they definitely did not workshop the names of those companies. Did you ask people in your company to find the least creative person in your company and have them name these two?
To me, this just demonstrates that maybe what Kraft Heinz is selling is not really food. Maybe that's what it's telling you, right? Because what
was
are
the last
these names
one that you made up? What was the last one you made up?
Universal Taste Logistics and North American Food Alignment.
I love the idea of taste logistics and food alignment. That feels actually like the most accurate name.
All right, there's a Morningstar put out a report today called Proxy Voting, Asset Managers, and their support for management. They're looking at the last 2025 proxy voting, and they're looking at how asset managers voted. Quick quiz. What percentage of management resolutions did the big three index managers support in 2025? Now, I'm going to give you a hint. It's up 3% since 2023. So what
3 percentage points or
Yeah.
3%?
Oh, yeah, okay, it's up 3 percentage points. You're right. So
97%.
No, it's a wrong answer. You'll be proud to know that since 2023, we're now up to 99%. 99.
Yeah, finally.
That's up from 96% 2023.
This is the power that they needed protected. Remember back in 2023 when it was way down at 96%. Do you remember that?
And then they were leftists. They were supporting AOC.
Communists. God. They're ruining capitalism. It's destroying markets.
All right, so I'm going to be fair here because I was just focusing on the big three. Let's broaden it a little bit because I know they love capitalism, but so if we brought it to the top 10 U.S. asset managers, how are they supporting management? Top 10.
Also 99%.
98%.
Oh,
so let's pull it back. The top 50. Top 50. What do you think?
Top 50, I'm going to go with 97%.
96%. So, yeah, you get the idea. Look, I'm impressed that they were even able to find room to go up from 96% to 98.7. Like, how do they even find the room to go up? I mean, where do they find the wiggle room? It's impressive.
Look, this is called the efficiency gains of AI. This is what they've been doing. They've been trying to squeeze the big three pay roughly $200,000 to $300,000 a year to individuals on corporate governance teams. The teams are usually 10 to 20 people strong globally. Mm-hmm. That's several $1 million. You are paying employees to agree with management on literally everything.
What is the job
What
exactly?
is the point?
I don't know.
What is the point? Look, some of these people are my friends. I don't want them to get fired, but what is the point? Why are you not using the intelligence you actually have? These are people who all they do is look at these companies. I'm sure what they're doing is saying, you know what, we should consider voting against. Although the Investment Association of the UK just put out the report. We covered this last week. They put out a report saying there's too much focus on voting results and not enough focus on engagement.
Yeah, they don't want anyone to get mad at them. They don't want people to be mad. All right, so 99%.
It's unbelievable.
Big three supporting management resolutions last year to the tune of 99%. So let's talk about shareholder resolutions. Big three, what's the number at 2025? And
shareholder resolutions,
yeah.
Their level of support for the big three is 0%, isn't it? I don't think they voted for. No, that's not true because they do vote occasionally for a declassified board here and there.
Where are we at? I'll say it is down. It's down 1.5%.
Which I'm going to say is 99%.
No, actually, see, I still think this number is low, but you really lowballed it. It's 7.5%.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you're actually happy with that?
I mean, well, look,
pleasantly surprised.
if you do the math, right?
Yeah.
We know that roughly 40 to 50% were anti-woke. So we're going to throw them right out, right? They're never going to get support of the big three. We know that John Chevedden is another 30% or 35% of the proposals. They will support him. And they won't support all of his, but they will support many of his very basic, pragmatic shareholder rights kind of stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of them turn out in the 30s, 40s. Yeah.
Which, just by pure math, if they support 10% of what John Chevedden puts out, and he's about 30% of the vote, isn't that roughly 7%? And it's it's what we're at. So that's not bad. That's not bad.
All right, a few more for our big dumb headlines quiz for February 11th, 2026. True or false? I have two true or false questions. In a landmark social media case that seeks to hold tech companies responsible for harms to children, really they're talking about addiction. A lawyer from Google, a Google lawyer, said this to jurors just yesterday. So I'm asking you, is this quote true or did I make it up? This is what the lawyer said. Quote, "It's not social media addiction when it's not social media and it's not an addiction," end quote.
Well,
did I make that up? Is that true or false?
No, you did not make that up. Actually, you might have made up the Google part. I think that was a meta lawyer.
It's all true, what I just said. Yeah, they're primarily going after, I believe, Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, I was reading the statements. It reads like like something from a satire, right? But
they all do.
He did at one point say, "It's not social media addiction when it's not social media and it's not an addiction." What? So that's the argument, is that it's not social media and it's not even an addiction. Okay,
that's it. That's it. I asserted
Great argument.
that. I assert it. And therefore, now it's you proved me wrong. Because now, the brilliant part about when you say stuff like that is it's not that lawyer is going to go out and prove that it's not social media and it's not an addiction. That lawyer is going to say it and force the other side to prove that it is social media and it is addictive.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
And spend 300 years litigating whether it is social media and it is an addiction. Meanwhile, Google makes money hand over fist and kids are, addicted to the cigarette that is their phones.
Oh, wildly addicted. All right. So one more true or false question. Ex-AI co-founder Jimmy Baugh, he's actually the second co-founder who's departing XAI in the last 48 hours. Tony Wu also left. So two ex-AI co-founders have left. Did he say this yesterday? Was this his quote upon leaving? "It's time to recalibrate my gradient on the big picture. 2026 is going to be insane and likely the busiest and most consequential year for the future of our species." Did he say that, or did I make that up?
I wish I
recalibrate my gradient.
Yeah, recalibrate my gradient is the part that's really throwing me for a loop here.
I mean, does it even matter if I didn't make it up? If I did make it up, he might have thought it.
I feel like if I asked AI itself,
Yeah.
what recalibrate my gradient
sound
was.
like a jerk.
It
Yeah.
does. It does sound like something that douchey AI would say. I'm going to say he said it.
Yeah, he did. It's true.
Yeah.
I don't want 2026 to be the most consequential year for the future of our species, by the way. All you dudes who are making 2026 so consequential, stop it. No
Stop.
one's asking for this.
Do me a favor.
No one's asking you to decide the future of our humanity this year.
Quick suggestion: recalibrate your gradients.
Calibrate your everything. Put your head in a toilet and flush it. All right. Let's wrap up on this story. According to a new report from the Wall Street Journal, this came out yesterday, I believe. Why did OpenAI fire executive Ryan Bayermeister?
Ryan Bayermeister doesn't even sound like a real person.
Okay, this is real. It's a real story. It's a real name. I didn't make any of this up.
There's only two reasons why anyone ever gets fired:
Interesting. I want to hear it.
embezzling/fraud.
Okay. Do people get fired for that still?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay.
Then they get pardoned, but they get fired initially.
Sure.
Or they touched an employee inappropriately.
Ooh. Okay,
There's
so what you gonna
only
guess?
two options.
What you going to guess?
Given how much cash OpenAI is burning through in order to just stay open, I don't know that there's enough places for him to embezzle.
Oh, interesting.
So I have to go with sexual misconduct of some
Yeah,
kind.
you're basically right. Sexual discrimination.
Is it really?
Yes. Okay, but I'm going to give you an opportunity here, and you can defer back to me, or you can make up something. What's the real story behind the story?
The story behind the story, according to him?
Well, I don't know. That's my question. What's the story behind the story? And again, you can just say I don't know. You tell me, or you can make something up.
I'm going to say the story behind the story was they were interns together, and they actually got married and have two kids. And but Sam Altman wanted him gone and used this as a pretense.
Okay. I'm going to give you partial credit.
Really? I'm literally made that up.
The second part of your answer is correct.
Really?
But listen to the true. Let's pull back and listen to the true story, and then we can wrap up the show. Ryan Bayermeister, one of OpenAI's top safety executives, a vice president.
Oh, there you go.
Wait, stay with me. No,
Safety.
it gets stranger. A vice president leading OpenAI's product policy team was accused of sexual discrimination against a male employee after that's right, Ryan's a woman.
This is so confusing.
After she voiced opposition to the controversial rollout of AI erotica in its ChatGPT product, she said that she opposed adult mode because she worried it would have harmful effects for users, and that she believed OpenAI's mechanisms to stop child exploitation content weren't effective enough, and that the company couldn't sufficiently wall off adult content to children and teens. And so after that, she's been let go based on this allegation of sexual discrimination against a man. And of course, she is saying that is completely made up. And so that's where we're at with this story. That's you look confused. You look
I don't even know where to start. I mean, first of all,
Ryan's
bad
a
on
woman.
me for assuming Ryan was a man.
Well, that's kind of why I picked the story. I was trying to be cheeky.
But
this is a crazy one, right? I mean, because this reminded me of Nike, right? We're suing Nike for discrimination against white people, and I was like, wait, now because I don't call me cynical. After what they did to their board members, I don't believe that's why they fired her. And they even made a point to say that we're not firing her for her opinions, which probably means that they are firing her for her opinions.
If you're saying it out loud, that's exactly why you fired her.
I mean, listen to what she's saying. She doesn't believe that OpenAI can stop child exploitation. I mean,
of course they can't.
But I'm just saying, like that's the kind of person that Sam Altman's going to fire.
Facebook has existed for 15 years now, and they haven't stopped child exploitation. None of these platforms can or want to stop child exploitation. It's not in their best interest to stop it. It's like the Roblox founder going out there and saying like, oh yeah, we're doing our best to stop, kids, being exposed to inappropriate grooming on our platform. It's like, no, you're not, because then the kids are using your fucking platform, and so are the groomers. It means people are paying to use your platform. There's no way that they want to stop it. So the real question is, how much did they, did she actually flirt with the guy? And then,
okay.
there was a he whistle blew or something. Or did they fabricate some sort of interaction such that they could just fire her for this?
OpenAI, I beg you to audit all the men working there and see if there's any sexual discrimination going on their part. Because what a miracle! What a wonderful day that they discovered sexual discrimination with the woman against the man. I mean,
perfect.
But this is a woman also, I should end with this. She started a peer mentorship program for women at OpenAI last year too.
You know what? I think, actually, and this is going to be controversial.
Go ahead.
But this is what I really think. I think women should be allowed to sexually harass men.
Just to
period, full stop.
A little bit of payback?
No. Because do you know how many women would actually sexually harass men when given the ability to do that?
That's a great point. Not very many, yeah.
We're talking about
3% maybe? 8%.
If you said to men, you are perfect, it is perfectly legal for you to objectify.
Again. It's the 50s,
it
it's
is
MAGA.
Fucking 70% of interactions are about boobs and ass. Yeah. That's all it is. If you say women, you are allowed to sexually harass men as much as you want. You will never, ever get in trouble for it. And men can't do it back.
I'll tell you this.
Women still wouldn't do it.
Anecdotally, I remember when the show Mad Men came out, which is a fabulously written show about the executives, basically male executives in the 1960s sales industry in New York City. My mother-in-law worked on Madison Avenue in that industry, and she went white in her face, pale, she said I cannot and will not watch that show. I mean, this is how
PTSD.
This is how bad it used to be, and so that's a good point. I think if you let women do it, they still wouldn't, honestly.
And if they would, the way they would do it would be so there's always someone who's a bad actor who would use, sexually harass you and blackmail you with it to get a leg up. That exists because it's human, right?
Yeah, but
we're talking about.
Go ahead.
99.9% of women won't do it at all. And 90% of men absolutely will do that.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I was going to say at most what a woman might do, because it's very human, is maybe you develop feelings for each other, and you ask the guy out and he says no, and then maybe it's uncomfortable in the office and the guy feels like he's getting passed over for promotions, or that's the most that anyone would ever do, I feel like, honestly.
I can see a situation in which someone's boss says, I really like your new haircut. You look hot with that haircut. And that would be probably it. But I love the fact that even in saying that out loud, right? Even if I said, imagine you're a listener, you're a dude. Imagine if a female boss that you may have somewhere in middle management basically says, you're really hot, we should go out. You go out, there's no love connection. You go back to work and you get passed on a promotion. Imagine your feelings. And now you've felt 1/9,000th of what every woman has felt in a workplace forever, as long as there have been women and as long as there have been work, right? That's a trivial amount. And OpenAI somehow found the one case where the woman sexually harassed a man, where that woman happens to be the
discriminated,
one
not
saying,
harassed, but yeah,
shut
discriminated.
down this adult mode because it's fucking horrible. What are the odds?
What are the
I don't
odds?
have any inside information. Maybe she is a horrible sexual harasser everywhere she goes.
No, discriminator.
But what are the odds?
They call
What
it
are the
sexual
odds?
discrimination. Yeah, I know. I'm
Just
with you.
tell me the odds.
I'm with you. And let's not forget what this adult mode is. It's letting users make porn.
That's correct. At home, yeah, like
Because
whatever
Sam
you want.
is desperately looking for every angle to make more money. And
Money.
in fact,
It's money.
And mere months after turning it into a porn machine, he went back against his pledge that there will never be ads, and he's already said that no, we're going to have ads. So this is the backdrop to this.
I hate everything. Can
Sorry
we be
to
done
end
with
on
the
that.
show now?
Yeah, we can end.
That's all we got.
Which part was worse, the bro-IPOs or the
It's all
OpenAI?
bad.
Okay.
The OpenAI is bad. OpenAI is worse because if there's
They're the
one
same
less,
story. It's the same story.
But if there's one less female founder, we just lost a woman who's basically whistleblowing on the safety of child porn inside a company that's set to destroy most of the earth and the human species. If there's one less female founder, somehow it feels like less bad than what's going on inside OpenAI. That's all we got. That's Hazelnut Rollis. I'm your analyst, Matt Mascardi. We are free float. Feel free to vote out your directors or vote for different directors by getting the data at freefloatanalytics.com. You can get free data, and if you want more data, if you want something not on there, contact us. We've got literally all of it. Performance metrics, we've got influence, we've got knowledge bases, we got all of it combined. We can tell you what's going on inside the boardroom as a power structure.
Yeah, don't give up. If you can't figure out how to use it or interpret it, reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely do not give up. Absolutely feel empowered. We are empowering you to have a opinion about what matters in the boardroom for your representation. Otherwise, tune in. We might be gone this Friday. It's unclear. We will be back next week at worst case. Tune in then. Until then, goodbye.